Good morning. So we are continuing with the Uddhav Gita. This is a new chapter. This is chapter 23. We had just finished chapter 22, which spoke only about the way you can worship Krishna. So Krishna's worship, various ways, from Vedic to Tantric and mixed kind, with objects, with images, pictures, you name it. All these things were discussed in the last chapter. So today we are going to start a new chapter. This is chapter 23. In this, Krishna describes how the universe is so unreal. We consider universe as real. Everything around us literally seems so much real to us. So he is going to explain to us why this universe is so unreal. So let us begin chapter 23 of the Uddhav Gita. We are doing Uddhav Gita chapter 23 verse 1. The Lord said, seeing this universe, one with Purusha and Prakriti, one should neither praise nor criticize others' natures and actions. The opening sentence itself is so important in our life that we have to understand this and implement it in our life. This whole universe itself is unreal. And when we look at other people, the first thing that we do about others is we either like them or hate them, or we say good things about them, or we criticize them. To be on the path of Krishna consciousness, to be on the path of Krishna, you cannot speak ill or criticize others in any which way. Let us say you have an overpowering parent or a spouse or your bosses or some relative of yours or friends. These are very strong characters in your life, and you find some faults with them. You look at them and you start criticizing them, saying that this person is bad. My parent doesn't treat me properly. My husband and my wife, or my wife thinks that I am some idiot. My children consider me as worthless. This whole world looks at me as a terrible one. All kinds of criticisms happen in this world. You also look at those people and start calling them names. You consider them as some great villains. You consider them as terrible people. And sometimes you like some people a lot, and at that time you say, oh, I like this one. This person is so kind, so nice. And just because some person speaks nicely to you, you consider them as really very good people. Please understand, any criticism of anybody's nature, if you were to do it, you do not know God. You can never know Krishna if you were to criticize even a single person in this world. This is a very deep truth and knowledge which you are getting. Now let us look at some examples to understand. Now some of our old scriptures that we have and stories that are there, we consider people like Duryodhan, Dushasan, Ravan, Shishupal, Kams Mama. all these people as greatest villains, isn't it? And then you consider Arjuna, Yudhishthir, Bhim, Sri Ram, Krishna, and all these people as great heroes. You say the Ravan was a very bad person. He did this, he did that. Shishupal was a terrible human being. And criticize them to whatever extent that you wish to. This is our ancient history. Let us come to today's day and age. A silly thing happening in this world. We criticize them a lot. In the Suez Canal, there is a ship which is lodged sideways, blocking the entire canal. From either sides, no ships can pass from there. It is costing this world more than $400 million per hour. It's a very huge amount of money. And naturally, whom are you going to criticize? The captain of the ship, the company which is sending such kind of huge vessels, the deckhands, everybody concerned. But the ship was passing peacefully from there. A gust of wind at 48 knots per hour twisted the whole ship and lodged it into the side banks of the river, of the canal. Now this is the only canal which allows trade from Asia to Europe and Americas. Otherwise, all the ships have to go from the South Africa towards the other countries. It costs a lot of fuel and various other things. And it delays the process by more than 2 weeks. So now what are you going to say? Whom are you going to hold responsible? Just because this ship is lodged over there, you will say, because of them, we have to pay for the fuel charges, we have to pay for all the import items that are there. They are going to cost a lot. More than 10% increase in the price will happen. Because goods are not going to come to us. All because a ship got lodged in the middle of the Suez Canal. Right? Now this is a natural occurrence. So whom are you going to blame? There are elections happening today. One party criticizes the other. This party criticizes the first one. And it goes on and on and on. What is all these Twitter and all these things all about? Nothing but criticism. You criticize someone, keep on talking bad about them. Now this is what Krishna is talking about. The moment you consider something as critical and you criticize other people's nature and whatever actions that they take, you really do not understand the real God. So how will you know Krishna? To know Krishna, you cannot praise or criticize anyone. So never praise anybody and never criticize another person. We will slowly understand how this thing works. So we move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 23 of the Uddhav Gita, verse 2. He who praises or criticizes others' natures and actions quickly slips away from his well-being for having set his heart on what is unreal. Criticizing someone or praising someone, any individual who does this kind of a thing falls down. The most important mantra is to be silent. Do not give judgment on anybody. Look at everybody around you. If you start saying certain things to them, immediately they will open their big mouth and start blabbering away to glory, giving their own great opinions, whereas their opinions are worthless. Right? Have you not noticed people giving uncalled for opinions as if they know the whole world? These are idiots, the biggest idiots of all. The idea is not to praise or criticize anyone. Here Krishna is absolutely clear in saying, he who praises or criticizes others' natures or actions. Even if you were to criticize somebody's action, why is he doing like this? Why is she doing like that? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? They do not understand. They are idiots. They are like this. They are like that. I mean, keep on doing this. The more you do this kind of a thing, the more you praise somebody, you say, this is a good person. No. He says, they quickly slip away from their well-being. I haven't found a single person today who can keep his mouth shut. That is the primary mantra for getting into the spiritual path. There is no need for giving your great opinions. Shut up. Don't talk. Don't give opinions. Don't praise anyone and don't even criticize anyone. If you are to do this, if you criticize or you praise someone, you are going to fall from your well-being, because you are talking about everything that is unreal. There is nothing real in that. These are Krishna's words. Krishna has this, teachings where you need to follow them religiously. Whatever Krishna says is the gospel truth. So, if you were to progress on the path, if you really want to progress on the path of spiritual, you cannot criticize or you cannot even praise anybody. Many a times in my world, when people will ask me, how is this or how is that? The answer for them is, it's okay. Okay doesn't even tell you whether it is good or whether it is bad. It's a completely, absolutely neutral stance, because as a spiritualist, your job is not to get into that subject matter. When you are with me, I am going to put you through a lot of these kind of situations to find out whether you are actually worth going up or going down. So deliberately I will provoke you to find out. I will tell you very clearly, oh, this person is doing like this. And I will watch you. Because as a spiritual master, my job is to always check on you, whether you are going to rise or whether you are going to fall. People love giving their fancy opinions. And if you are a person who is at the other end of the stick, who is getting all this kind of a flack, and if you get upset and angry over what the other person is talking, then you too are falling down. So don't bother about other people's opinions, and frankly, you should never give any opinion about anything in this world. There is no need for your great opinions. You are not some God Almighty to give opinions. So never give opinions and never even criticize anyone or talk about whether they are good or bad. Don't. So we go to the verse, next verse. We are doing Uddhav Gita Chapter 23 verse 3. As when the organs, the effect of rajas egoism, are overpowered by sleep, the jiva, losing his outward consciousness, experiences either illusive dream or death-like sleep. So does a man who sees multiplicity. Now, in this world, when you look at anything outside, do you see multiplicity over there? You see the varied colors of this universe. You see the scenery in front of you. Maybe you're sitting on top of a mountain. You're looking at the sunrise or the sunset. You're seeing people around you. You're seeing animals, birds, the sky, the earth, the rivers, everything. In your world, everything appears so varied, different. Now, when you look at other people around you, you find them wearing different kinds of clothes. They are wearing headgear, some are wearing glasses, some are wearing caps, all kinds of things. Some are dressed in traditional wear. Some of them are wearing Western outfits. Some are dark, some are light colored. All kinds of people are there. Old, young, you name it. When you look at these differences in the world, what do you actually think? You're looking at the world through an external organ. This organ is watching the world. This organ is seeing things, is hearing things. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, all things are happening. Externalizing. So, when you are externalizing, you see such wonderful stuff around you. And for everything you have an opinion. The birds are singing so beautifully, you may say. Look at that man. Look at the way he is walking. Have you seen that woman dress? She looks like as if she's come from some village. And that girl, she's not even wearing good clothes. Look at her, torn jeans. The kind of criticism that is there around us. This river is totally dry. These Indians, they don't know how to take care of their rivers. See all this dirt lying all over. They will eat something and they will throw over there. Do you see this? And do you experience this? All this is a part of a dream. A dream that you experience with your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth. All this is open. And you are experiencing this whole world through your external organs. It's a dream. And yet the dream appears so real to you. That is why the multiplicity is there. It is as if you are experiencing everything around you. Right? What does this appear to the person who is fast asleep? Think what I am saying. There is a person who is fast asleep. Maybe it's your driver. He is sitting in the car. Drivers normally will relax in their cars while you take a stroll around that tourist place. So I was describing a tourist place. All right? Maybe it's a very beautiful point, You have gone to Madikeri, it's called the Raja's seat. Or you have gone to Mahabaleshwar, you have gone to Simla, you have gone to Mathiran, you have gone to Switzerland. Right? You could have gone to any of those beautiful places in the world. You might have gone to Yellowstone Park. Or you might have gone to Mexico. Mexico, they call it. Or you are in any other place in the world and you are watching everything around you. You are in Machu Picchu. And then you have a driver who is sleeping fast asleep in the car. This man has no idea about what is happening in the world. For him, all that is a dream. You're standing there, you're watching people around, the rivers are there, the trees are there, all these things you are watching it, isn't it? You are as if an image in his dream. Now, if you were to wake up, do you think that that dream exists? No. Right? Now look at you standing over there. Do you appear in that man's dream? Not at all. You look at him and you say he's fast asleep. So this is what actually happens. The in-between state, deep sleep and waking state, there is a state in between which we call as a dream state. This whole world is an illusion or a dream. So for a person who is about to go to sleep, he experiences a dream. This waking person is about to fall asleep, so he experiences this dream state. Are the dreams real? No. The dreams are dreams. They are creations of the mind. They just come about. And that is what you experience. The multiplicity in the dream. You may be a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old person, but yet you are experiencing your 18-year or 16-year self. How does that appear? Your grandfather may be dead, your grandmother may be dead, but they appear to be there in front of you. When you were 15 and 16, when your grandfather was there, he was 75 and he was very much there. And why does he appear? Whereas he's been dead for the last 30 years. Got the answer? But why is he appearing like that? And he hasn't aged, you haven't aged, but you are in reality 50 years old. Did you get the point? This is the funny part. So everything in this world is so unreal. So now let us see the verse, what it says. As when the organs, the effect of rajas, egoism, are overpowered by sleep, the jiva, losing his outward consciousness, experiences either illusive dreams or death-like sleep. So does a man who sees multiplicity. So I explained to you from a different perspective. Now let us see what Krishna says. All these organs of yours, whatever organs that you have, the eyes, the ears and all those, everything, because of rajas, they have appeared for you. They are there in your body because of that. How did they appear because of rajas, you will ask? Well, you wanted to be a human being. You experience yourself as a human being. You are a soul, you are a jivatma, but you wanted to experience as a human being. That is why you have your eyes, ears, nose, teeth and all those things, right? So now as a Rajasic person, you have these organs with you. Now what happens is you are overtaken by sleep and you fall asleep. When you fall asleep, all these organs shut down, correct? Eyes closed, ears are not listening, nose is doing his breathing job. Mouth is closed, your hands are together, your legs are together. There's no activity happening. Where is the activity happening? In the subtle body. It is called a dream. You are experiencing a dream. But your body is immobile. It is there lying over there. Maybe it's on a bed. And yet you are experiencing a dream. So this dream-like world of yours which you are experiencing, is it real? It is not. And that is what Krishna is talking to you about. He is saying, just like this man in the material world experiences a dream, likewise you who is just now awake and listening to my satsang experiences the whole world as a dream. That is why this multiplicity is there. You experience it and you think it is real. Just like that person considers it as a real, one who is sleeping considers it as real, the dream as real, you in the waking state consider this world as real. That is the problem. And that is why you look at the world and you praise it or criticize it. So with your eyes open, you are looking at the world around you and you are praising it or criticizing it. You may be hearing a good song. Wow, nice words, beautiful song. It's a dream. You are experiencing it. All right? And that is the reason why you get into this state of multiplicity. And this is where our problem starts. So we now move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 23 of the Uddhav Gita, verse 4. In duality, what is unreal, what is good or what is bad, and to what extent? Whatever is uttered by the tongue and conceived by the mind is unreal. This is a very difficult chapter. 99% of the people do not understand this chapter because they love living in this world of misery. They are so engrossed in their day-to-day life, whatever is happening to them, that they do not actually know the meaning of this particular chapter. But this is the truth. This is the Advaitic truth. Krishna is explaining to us this beautiful truth. Do you get this? Most of you will not get it. But you have to make effort to get it, to understand this. In duality, what is unreal? This duality which is unreal, what is good and bad? Why do you consider something good and something bad? See, in our world, we look at something and we say, this is so good. And the other thing, this is so bad. This is a relative world. Understand this. Now look at countries like America and India. We say we are at the mercy of China. Everything comes from there. We cannot fight Chinese. Now, according to all these countries, they consider Chinese as the villains. Why? Because they are manufacturing things which we require, like components of computers, lithium, and various other things which we use in our daily life. And it has to come from China. Even the smallest of the things has to come from there. And China is arm twisting us, they will say. Yes, they are right from their perspective. So according to this world, those who are Indians or Americans, they will say, we are the heroes and the Chinese are the villains. Now let us come to China's side and think about it. This country has come out 20 years ago. Prior to these 20 years, it was hand-to-mouth existence, literally. It is in the last 20 years that they have become the greatest nation in the world. They have got military power, superiority in everything. They have invested so much of money in technology, so on and so forth. Way back in time, when Chairman Mao was there, the whole world treated China like dirt. So he requested the countries like Americas, and he said to them, can you please allow some of our Chinese people to come over there and study in our universities? And America thought that it was doing some great favor and gave all these people education. Now these people learnt everything in this country, went back to their country and incorporated all the knowledge in the world from all the universities and the technologies that they had learned in their own country called China. And they became very strong and powerful. Today they control literally everything. Most of the things. So they have the right to say that what they have done is for their nationalism. So they are right from their point of view. You are right from your point of view. Indians are right from their point of view. America is right from... Who is wrong in this case? So India and America may think them as villain. They think of you as villain. So who is right and who is wrong? So this is the problem which Krishna is talking about. We think in our life that the other person is villain. The other person is bad, other person is good, or whatever that we think of. Somebody gives us money, somebody gives us some little praise, we think that the other person is so good. And then somebody criticizes us or says something, even a little criticism, they will say, you know what you are saying is not correct. The moment a person says this word, the heckles are raised, person gets angry and upset. Like that, the kind of a dangerous person a person becomes and says, you cannot talk to me like this. I know what I am doing. I. The ego comes very strong. And this is what he is talking about. What is good and what is bad? It's your own perspective. This is a world of duality you are experiencing. To be on the path of spiritual, to be with Krishna, how can you experience duality? There is no need of getting into it. Everybody is right from their perspective. And nobody is wrong. But for the opposition, they are wrong. The root cause of this world is this right and the wrong, the good and the bad. The duality exists. We consider Ravana as a terrible person. But the Lankans, the Sri Lankans who were there, he was living in Soneki Lanka. The Lankans considered him as a very great king. Because Soneki Lanka, the Lanka of gold, everybody was happy there. See, from their perspective, their God is Ravana. From our perspective, who are staying in India, Ram is our God. So who is right and who is wrong? People are fighting for a piece of land. The land which may not even belong to you. All this is unreal. Krishna is explaining all this good, bad, right, wrong, evil, this, that. Everything is so unreal. In duality, which is unreal, what is good and what is bad? And to what extent are you talking about? Why do you think that there is something wrong or something right in this world? Whatever is uttered by the tongue and conceived by the mind is unreal. Anything that you conceive with your mind is unreal. Whatever you conceive with your mind, you may think of different things, but anything that you think with your mind is all unreal. Can you understand that? This philosophy cannot be understood by ordinary people. See, that is why to graduate into spiritual is not so easy. Because you will still be affected by people around you. You will still call other people bad or good. You will look at this world in this dual vision. Right, wrong, green, red, black, white. You see, this is what you will experience. And when you experience this, you can never be spiritual in your life. Never. If anybody thinks that spirituality is an easy subject, they are mistaken. Because how do you overcome this mind of yours, which looks at everything as unreal, it considers it as real? Though everything is unreal, but it considers everything as real. Everything is experienced by the body. The body experiences everything. And because the body experiences it, are you experiencing it? No. You are not experiencing it. Then why are you troubled? You are troubled because you think you are the body. There lies the problem. That is why he says this. Whatever is uttered by the tongue. I have a lot of people in my world who criticize people left, right, and center. They will not leave even one word unuttered. They will keep on blabbering like that. When I'm telling them, shut up, don't talk, silence. But yet these people they love hearing their voice. They love criticizing. They love opinions. They love to think. And the mind talks in their world. Why should it talk? Why do you have to open your mouth? Why do you have to, loosen your tongue so much and keep on blabbering? Whereas you have to know this whole world is unreal. It's not so easy, let me tell you this. And that is why these people fail. Did you get the point? This whole world, experiential world, whatever you experience in this world is a creation of your mind. I will explain to you. This is a very deeper subject. Let us say, for example, there is a flower vase in front of you. This flower vase has beautiful flowers in it. You can see them and you can say, these flowers are so beautiful, they are so pretty. There is a blind person with you. Can he see those flowers? No. Then beauty lies in your eyes, not in his eyes. You think there are flowers, he doesn't even see them. Because he doesn't have eyes, so he cannot see them. Likewise, deaf people. You are talking to your parents and you are saying, you don't seem to understand what you are doing, blah, 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 blah. You criticize them to whatever extent. And you feel that, you owe it to them and that you have to give your opinions to them. And your parent is stone deaf. Cannot hear anything. looks at you. He's just nodding. You are telling that person, you are such a stupid person. You are an idiot. Because that person is deaf, cannot listen to anything, has absolutely no hearing. Whom are you talking to? Who is the idiot? You or them? If you know they are deaf, why are you speaking? They don't understand even sign language. So what are you doing? Why are you wasting your breath over those people? There is no need for you to talk. Now they start speaking. They are saying certain things because their mind talks. Remember, their mind talks. So they are saying certain things to you. You know, you should be doing like this, like that, blah, 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 blah. And you are interjecting and you're trying to say something, but they can't hear. They can't hear anything. So then what is the point in even conversation? Isn't it talking to a deaf and a dumb person? It's like talking to an autistic child. What does the autistic child understand? Now let us come to the material world. When people come and they consider over here also, a similar thing happens. They are ignorant, they don't understand. They are like this autistic child, or like your deaf parents, or the blind person. They don't understand spirituality. According to the world, the spirituality means there has to be some magical person. What miracles does he do? Does he do miracles? Does he teach yoga? So when people come to me, the first thing they will ask me is, do you teach yoga, meditation, this? Well, that is their ignorance. And naturally they are going to ask that question. Because they are deaf, dumb, blind and whatever. What the answer? They don't understand. So there is no point in me trying to say anything to them. I can try explaining to them in their lingo, in their language, in their way of understanding. Patience is required. A lot of patience is required. And that is why he says, there is no point in trying to tell somebody like that, because there is neither right nor wrong. You are trying to make judgments over people. So you have to stay out of all these things. If you truly want to be a spiritual person, there is no need of giving opinions about anything or anybody. Silence. That is the primary mantra. There is no need of telling the world, oh, we are going through crisis, we are going through this. That is not your job. There are lots of these Babajis in India. They love to give opinions about things. They feel that they owe it to the world. They will give political opinion, they will give opinions on nature, they will talk in the World Economic Forums and all that. Sir, if you are a spiritual person, you are not supposed to be doing all these things. It's not your job to go and give speeches in some political forums. No. Imagine Shri Ram going to World Economic Forum tomorrow, and giving, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, come on. I don't expect Shri Ram to do that. I don't expect Shri Krishna to do that also. That is not his job. So what makes these people think that they give opinions? Oh, there is a hole in the atmosphere. What hole in the atmosphere? That's none of your business. That is God's business. And let God do his job. You are not supposed to be bothered about it. If you are a teacher of spirituality, your job is only to teach spirituality, not anything else. You're not supposed to be giving opinions. There is neither good nor bad. That is the first thing that you need to understand, isn't it? Then why are you taking sides? So a spiritual person is not supposed to bother anything about this kind of a thing. Because everything is a concept of the mind. And if you are going to fall for that concept in the mind, then you are nowhere on the path of spiritual. And if you keep on talking about some good and some bad, criticizing people and things in this world, that is your problem. You can never be spiritual in your life. So we go to the next verse. So we are doing chapter 23 of the Uddhav Gita, verse 5. A reflection, an echo, and an elusive appearance, even though unreal, produces some effect. So do things like the body, etc., cause alarm till death. A reflection, an echo, and an elusive appearance, even though unreal, produce some effect. Krishna is giving some examples. In those examples, you are lying in your bed. Suddenly you hear a noise somewhere. And you wake up. Oh my God, there is somebody in the room. Okay? But there is nobody there. You see a shadow on the wall. My God, there is somebody over there. These kind of illusory things are there in this world. They keep on happening. There was a beautiful movie in which Kamala Hassan, it was, and he dresses up like a woman. Now in that, they have put that, in the last scene they have put a picture over there on the wall. And this old man who was supposed to be in love with this woman, but that person is not a woman at all. Remember, it's another person. Is looking at the image over there. And suddenly this person touches that, and the flower on that picture frame falls down. And this other person says,